Welcome, Scorpio. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your May general reading. I am doing personal readings at this time, and the information for that you can find in the description box below. Thank you to all of you who have sent me comments and generous donations. I greatly appreciate it. It really supports me. But moreover, I appreciate your presence here now. That is the essential support I need and that I appreciate. So thank you in advance for that. And Scorpio, your overall energy for the month of May is the Sun card. This is quite lovely. This is describing you really being in your creative zone. This is coming in as the energy to be exactly who you are. And because you are creatively expressive and liberated, there is an incredible lightness to this card, incredible warmth and joy that I'm experiencing as you are finding a lot of the heaviness that you've been experiencing. Despite the seriousness of your work or your effort, whatever that is, because you are so intense with Pluto as your ruling planet, one of your ruling planets, the Sun card is describing a lightning, a joy, an intense joy that you're experiencing from a sense of release and simply looking for the joy in your experiences, the joy in being who you are. This is absolutely gorgeous. You are happy and aiming at happiness in everything that you do. In the 10th house, we have the Queen of Swords. This is describing your ability to be clear and rational, to be open to new ideas, and to engage with others with others' ideas, to be curious about their experiences, to be particularly precise and careful in the way that you describe or ask your questions to others, and the way that you're truly interested in understanding the details around your experience, what you're creating, what you're expressing, and how you're expressing that. So I actually have a sense that many of you are engaged in the dissemination of information or the written word in some way, so that you are taking an active role in helping others to put out what it is they're expressing, creating, or presenting to others. This is almost a coach vibe here that I'm getting for you in some role that you are playing. In the first house, the Judgment card. The Judgment card is about you being actively in the zone of your purpose. I'm almost getting a mythological vibe here where you are understanding how the stories that you live by or are experiencing or are interrogating are you see yourself in your stories. I'm trying to put this clearly. I see you as describing your work in terms of myth, legend, historical fact as well. It's almost as though you're contextualizing your experience of divine energies in a particularly current or contemporary historical context, so that you're seeing the big picture or the big plan in a way that relates to you personally. And you are having an experience as a result of this, of doing something over, of getting another chance to do something that perhaps was not as successful or never got off the ground in the past. This is exciting. In the 4th house, the house of your home, your history, your family, The Four of Wands is actually describing a kind of ritual celebration of just exactly what you have created. Your authenticity in this moment, with all of the intensity that you bring, but with also a light and warmth and a joy in the abundance that you're able to create from, is helping you to celebrate something that you're working on collectively with others. And this is all beginning to form a picture of you working in a community or in an organization, both, obviously, in a business, in a home, in a community center, somewhere where you are promoting the growth and advancement of others as you celebrate that. So I see this tied to your role as a coach, an advisor, a counselor that is actually helping others to benefit from your experiences in pointing yourself at your happiness, at understanding that much of what you do, if not everything you do, is an elevation of who you are. Your gifts, your voice, your appreciation, your joy, that this is something that is elevating and infusing the whole effort, project, job that you're engaged in a community. And the seventh house is the Ten of Pentacles. Significant relationships talks about legacy. It talks about your participation in some kind of a financial, ancestral, familial, but for many of you, cultural heritage. Understanding how much you've gained from those who went before you. Whatever those gifts, those things that have encouraged your sense or your recognition of the privilege that you have, you are in a position of modeling that in a way that pays it forward, that shares it with others, that provides access to more people to be able to gain the abundance that you are experiencing on the regular. There's a lot of a deep feeling of gratitude here in your reading, a great deal of sharing the abundance of your experience. If this reading is resonating with you so far, Scorpio, please like this video. Subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. That is so helpful. Thank you to all the new subscribers. And I pulled Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to do. And that's absolutely an assumption, I believe, of Scorpio, your sun sign. You're persevering, if nothing else. Something was turned up. The mosquito. And the plant associated with that is this very virulent looking lily called the Gimba lily. And the key word is self-awareness. Your frustration is only temporary. Don't let others drain your energy. The things that irritate you may be a reflection of yourself. Wow. That really speaks to me. You're really doing a lot. You're in a transition. You are promoting a transition through your efforts. So there is a momentum that I'm sensing here, a fierce momentum that can have you frustrated or annoyed with sometimes the details that don't fit or don't work out. In the first house, judgment is clarified by the Four of Wands in the second house and the Five of Pentacles in the third house. These two cards are repeating a similar theme. You are in a position of joining with others, with a significant other, in crossing a portal, crossing a threshold, going to the other side, getting to the side of abundance, of reaping the rewards, of celebrating, of understanding what's at stake in the humblest effort that you make. This is about the benefits of the learning, the education, the teaching that you've been able to do, and your joy in the continuum of providing more and more access to more and more individuals, more and more ways that you, your community, your collaborators can come together and feed the growth and expansion of your enterprise. In the fourth house, the Four of Wands is clarified by the Seven of Cups and the Queen of Cups. It's interesting because the Queen of Swords exudes a sense of restraint, of objectivity, of clarity in a way that the Queen of Cups, the way that you support others through your own ability to heal and self-care, is helping you to recognize all the options and possibilities. It's attracting offers to you in a way that may feel overwhelming. It can be the result of those you're working with unfolding, coming up with their own ideas, making offers to you, and that in and of itself can be somewhat distracting from your overall plan for your expansion, your work. Although that's a part of what you're envisioning in your efforts towards legacy, towards sharing and making what you find joy, abundance, reward, and stability from to others. There is a sense of distraction, a little chaos, a little fantasy. We're releasing a little bit of the fantasies or the illusions that we've had about the creative process itself, the way that we collaborate with others. You're working this out as we speak, and this is belying a very intense and close circle of collaborators in whatever efforts you're making. You are trying to change the way that you understand that your rewards, recognition for your efforts is you're understanding the limitless nature of it. You are backing away from this idea that you have a set role to play that looks a certain way. You're releasing the idea that you are built for a humble life. You're actually open up to the idea of abundance, of material reward, and with the confidence that you know how to use those additional resources in a way that suits your story. That changing of your idea of abundance is something that you realize you have learned to master. You have not been defined by it. It does not define you. And this is a great sense of liberation for those of you who have grown up in humble situations or challenging situations, have had to work hard for everything, have not necessarily been involved in a lucrative employment or prospect. So I see you changing and experiencing the change in your attitude about resources in a way that makes you attract greater resources with a sense of confidence that you're deserving of that, understanding your value. The 10 of Pentacles in the 7th house is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles and the Temperance. How interesting. Sometimes I feel like the cards repeat what I've just said. And in this case, I'm sensing that there is this new opportunity in the way that you understand material abundance and resources. You're It's not that you're fearful of it. It's simply that you are opening up your idea about the effort you make, the work that you do, its value in the world. And understanding that value makes you a stronger negotiator. It makes you a more selective, uh, um, a participant. You're much more aligned in projects you begin and end, so that you understand that your efforts and the efforts of others are aimed at supporting those involved in whatever effort you're in a way that is comfortable and sustaining. So I'm almost feeling a shift in the way that some of you are making money. It's as though the work that you may have done over an entire lifetime, but perhaps was sidelined because you needed a day job, is you're learning how to leverage that into your livelihood, a way of being compensated for the works that you have been creating. And this is particularly tricky for creatives, who I feel like I'm mostly talking to, so that you've always been able to make money with your gifts, but there's a way in which you understand that what you've produced has a greater value. What you're able to produce has a greater value. Remember, your ruling planet Pluto is now in Aquarius, out of Capricorn almost completely. And this is all about stepping into a world where we are hooked in through the advances in technology to anything and anyone, anywhere in the world. And the possibilities of that are beginning to open up to you, unfold to you, sometimes through your students or colleagues or collaborators have ideas that feel to be once unimaginable, that are tempting and distracting at the same time. But I believe you've been making your own balancing, harmonizing efforts as an individual to understand and be open to possibilities that you are less familiar with, but are now possible in the world that we live in. I hope all that makes sense. The Queen of Swords in the 10th house is clarified by the Judgment again in the 11th house and the Chariot card. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Really, this Judgment is really signifying an opportunity that is you're a second chance, and an opportunity that is putting you in touch with a global community. This is not new to the work for many of you that I know. The work you've done travel has been a component to that work. If you're a musician or an artist, you have traveled as part of the work that you do, part of the display exhibition of your gifts. And that is somehow opening up and aligning you to this new opportunity that cements, that brings these disparate locations or communities together in a way, unified around some project that you are now launching. Overall, because I'm sensing that many of you work with a lot of people. If you're working with individuals or organizations, but a lot of individuals I'm feeling, then you are, as a result of your gifts at counseling, at guidance, at supporting, at mediating or facilitating conversations and negotiations, you are at a place where you understand the work you do on behalf of supporting others is not in competition with the efforts you're making towards your own goals and targets. And that part of the healing you're experiencing is the clarity that you have between the challenges that others in your community, on your project, among your efforts are experiencing, the challenges your collaborators experience as being unique to them, that you can support them with, but they're not your challenges. Your challenge is in understanding, loving, being authentically expressive about who you are, elevating your gifts, and not allowing the challenges of others, despite your students, clients, collaborators, to distract you from that. So that you are extremely focused. And in fact, I even sense that many of you have some kind of a studio, retreat practice, location, writing room, wherever it is that helps you to bring all of these experiences, all your responsibilities and relationships together in a kind of laboratory that is unique to you, that allows you to revel and understand where you're focused and why, and to allow you to put all of this beautiful energy into that focus. I'm going to finish up this reading with a crystal oracle, hoping that this has been helpful to you. Thanking you again for liking, for sharing this with others, for commenting. And I pull the angel light. Support is all around you. I love this. Thank you so much, Scorpio. Until next time, namaste.